Right, Maori Party leaders have already held their first hui to sell the deal they've made with National, and they claim that they've got full support from that meeting. Party leaders are remaining tight-lipped about the details of the agreement, but they are welcoming this fairly unusual alliance. Now their job is to get the support of their people around the country. So, how will the electorate respond given the strong traditional ties between Māori and Labour? Commentator and the best of the two people that host the radio show on Radio Live, Wilie Jackson, joins us now. Willie, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
How odd is this deal? I mean, you know, Māori are traditional Labour voters.
Right.
And what's going on?
Who would have believed it 3 years ago when we had old Brashy running around saying the Maori Party was racist?
Yeah.
I mean, they hated us then. You know, we were, you know, it was a separatist party. We were getting special treatment, and I thought it was the most disgraceful campaign I'd ever seen in 2005. 3 years on, what a change. It's just amazing, really. How odd is it? Well, I think it's probably quite practical right now because the Labour Party's not an option.
Mm. Is this like a sea change? I was watching some of the footage of one of the first huis that Peter Sharples held.
Yeah.
And one of the people in the audience stood up and said that what amazed her and what gladdened her is that when John Key got up on that stage and did his speech, he mentioned Tariana Turia and the room cheered. Mm. You know, and that's a room full of white people.
That's
who wouldn't
great.
Really do it. Is it? Are we seeing a complete change?
One would hope so. I mean, let's not get too carried away.
No,
it's not like you know, Barack Obama's just come in America, and it's not like racism is going to be lost in America, is it? Same when Mandela came in South Africa. There's still racism there. There's still racism here, but it's a good sign. It's a good sign because we had a party that was actively campaigning against us before, and Keezy wants to be all inclusive. That's good. He wants to bring us into the fold, and it's not just because he has this great desire to sort of support Māoridom. I think he does. I think we've got to give him the benefit of the doubt. But it's not just about now for the...
Smart. He's being
of course,
tactical
it's not
as well.
just about now for the National Party. If you're going to put all your eggs in one basket with ACT, then you're going to be in trouble in 3 years. Yeah. That's just the reality. I mean, old Roger the Dodger's back in town, you know, I think he destroyed this country. I think his party, well, what he did was disgraceful. Do you want to go down that track in terms of Rogernomics, or do you want to work with Māori? And I think it's a practical way he's going.
Also, do you think that for somebody like John Key, when he's talking to his cabinet or he's talking to his people, you know, his party members, the fact that Peter Sharples and Tariana Turia have become such quality, you know, powerful statesmen in themselves, has had an impact?
Look, Pete's crossed over. There's no doubt about that. I don't know if my old mate Tuddy's crossed over quite yet. Some people still see her as a bit of a Winnie Mandela, I think, at times, because, you know, she can be very staunch. But Pete's crossed over with Pākehā people. They do see him as a statesman. They do trust him a lot more probably than Hone Harawira, or you know, or Tuddy too. But
Tamaheri.
Well, definitely Tamaheri. No, yeah. No, well, it's funny you say that with Tamaheri because he's sort of crossed over too. He was a Labour man. Now he's 2 ticks National. But with John, he sees the benefit of working with National for Māori.
What happened with Māori and Labour? I mean, did Labour get too complacent? We heard Peter Sharples saying that the pre-negotiations, before the election even happened, they would go to the National Party and they'd be dealt with great respect and have that sort of thing. They'd go to the Labour Party, everybody be eating food, go and come in and join, and no respect shown at all. Did they just get complacent, thinking...
They've been complacent for many years. Basically, the reality is they've had useless Māori MPs. That's why the Māori Party came into fold. Apart from Tamaheri, JT was probably the best of the best, no doubt about that, but unstable, as we all know. But he did the business for them. But what happened was they took Māori for granted, and they had useless Māori MPs, and they just pushed through legislation, and the Māori MPs say nothing, say nothing, say nothing. And so when you take Māori for granted all the time, there's a bit of a response, and the response is the Māori Party. And the National Party, to their credit, have shown them a lot of respect, and they're starting to promote Māori in the National Party now. There's 6 Māori in the National Party, the same as the Maori Party.
How bad is this going to be for Labour going into the next election? I mean, if National makes this work and they suddenly have a coalition with a few hiccups, which are obviously going to happen, but they get to the next election and they've got a pretty good working relationship with Māori ACT United Future, how screwed is Labour going to be?
No, they're screwed. They'll be, you know, you wouldn't put your money on them getting that Māori support back, because it's about harnessing things for the future, and it'll be tough if a deal will be done, but a deal will be done. done. Have no doubt about that. A deal will be done over the next week or so. Some of our people have they've got a bit of trepidation about it, but it's about, you know, the Nats are the only game in town, and it's not about betraying the left, as Chris Trotter would have you believe. It's not about
there's no choice.
There's no choice, and it's not about a left-wing doctrine or a right-wing doctrine. It's about it's about a Māori doctrine. So these left-wing and right-wing agendas, they can just go right out the door.
And Maori trust Peter, and they trust Tariana.
Well, it's about leadership now.
Yeah.
So if they can sell it to our people, which I'm sure they can, we're away. And it's a bit of a shock, but get ready for it, New Zealand, because the Maori Party, National Party alliance is coming.
Who would have thought it?
Who would have thought it? And but
who would have thought you'd have said the Maori Party National Act Coalition has come together?
Well, it's about numbers, isn't it?
Yes.
It's about, and we want to get some action. So the Maori Party haven't gone into Parliament to be protesters forever and day like you were for many years. I don't know how the hell you got your job here, but you know, but we all become part of mainstream, don't we? And you know, we've got our mate over here who sold out for the money a few weeks ago, or a couple of months ago, wasn't it, Oliver?
A couple of years after you sold out on La Radio Live.